Whether contract and agreement is one and the same, or is it different? You would have said it's an agreement, it's a contract, it's different. But do you agree with me? These are like more of an interchangeable phrase. Whenever we speak, we say it's a lease deed. We say it's a service agreement. Let's see what is the difference then. Next slide. Next slide, please. Yeah. Section 2, subsection E. Do remember, you check on any legislation, the section 2 will always be the definition clause in any act for that. So, as per section 2, subsection E of the Indian Contract Act, an agreement is every promise or set of promises forming consideration for each other. I promised you that I will conduct the session on May 6th at 8 p.m. So, this is my promise. So that's an agreement where both of us and another person, like you all, promise that we will attend the session. When we both make respective reciprocal promises, we call it as agreement. So here the fundamental concept of having a consideration or legality of it is not required. If I say to my friend that weekend I'll join for a movie, like for tomorrow, Sunday, I'll join a movie. There's nothing like a legally binding effect. I may not join based on the convenience. It's just the friendship. We may hang out, we may not hang. So that's where your agreement comes into play. It may be formal or informal in nature. Clear on agreement? Yeah. Now, what is contract? When an agreement becomes enforceable by law, that is section 2, subsection H says that it is a contract. So, as per section 10 of the Act, so when agreement becomes enforceable, so it should have a law binding effect. In order to make a contract binding and enforceable, under section 10, there are few guidelines. Firstly, the parties must have given their pre-consent. Like both of us, I and Swati, if you're entering into a contract, there must be a pre-consent. There should not be any sort of a force or there should not be any threat, misrepresentation. Nothing should be there. Really, we both, like voluntarily, we both have to enter into a contractual relationship. Second, there must be a lawful consideration. Consideration is money. Money would have been paid in advance, later, or in you can pay it one time lump sum, you can pay it however, it's fine. But under section 25 of the Act, a consideration is mandatory in every contract. There are exceptions to it, I'll take a bit later. But remember, as per section 10, it clearly says that there must be a lawful consideration. There must be a lawful object. For example, I will render a cafeteria service. I'll give you a transportation service. I'll build a software and give it to you. I'll give my property on lease to you. All are legal objects, something which is lawful. When illegal, I'll kill someone. I will test a house. Illegal, immoral activities can never become enforceable in the court of law. The contract should not be expressively declared as void. There are few contracts which are never unenforceable before the court of law, like illegal contracts, restraint of trade, restraint of marriage, or whenever you're doing a contract of wager, those are your illegal contracts. Okay, so those are your fundamental stuffs that you need to ensure. Most importantly, under section 11 of the Contract Act, the parties must be competent to contract. Competent means they should be eligible to enter into a contract. That is, the parties must be major, they must be sound mind, and they should not be declared as insolvent. Can you tell me what is the age of majority to enter into a contract? As per Indian Majority Act, 18 years. For wedding, for a male, 21. So remember that any person, if I and Swati both are entering into contract, it means both of us have to be 18 years or above. Okay, so that is majority. Second is lunatic, unsound mind. You know that we should have a mental condition. That is very much important. Third, the parties must be solvent. Solvent means I should be in the position to repay my debt. For 1,000 rupees in my phone. If I owe 500 rupees to Swati, means I'm solvent enough because even after I repay my debt, even after I repay my debt, I will be in the position to continue my this. Okay. So remember that anytime we are entering into a contract, person must be in a position to repay their debts. Like 1,000 rupees I have, even after paying 500 rupees to her, I will be in the position to sustain myself. That is called as solvency. Okay. So anytime you enter into a contract, the person must be major, he must be sound mind, and they must be solvency. So these are three conditions that you need to fulfill under section 11 of the contract law to enter into a contract. I repeat, every promise or set of promises which form consideration to each other is called as agreement. Agreement, when it becomes enforceable by law, we call it as contract. In order to make a contract enforceable, there are few conditions under section 10. Firstly, there must be free consent by the parties, lawful object, lawful consideration. The contract should not be expressively declared as void. Plus, the parties must be competent to contract. That is major, sound mind, and solvent. So these three conditions under section 11 you need to fulfill. So this is a fundamental difference or technical difference under contract law between agreement and contract.